All right, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. How are you guys doing? Good morning. I'm actually shooting this very early in the morning. It is 3:42 a.m. in my country right now, and of course, it will be airing at around 9 a.m. So the time of shooting and the time of airing are gonna be very different, but it's a beautiful morning, and I think everybody's gonna be very excited about such a day. Second of March. Another big day, another beautiful day. No matches for us, no games. So we are basically looking at what stories are around Arsenal at this particular moment. And of course, there are a couple of them. Alexandre Lacazette deciding to leave is the first story we shall be looking at. Alexandre Lacazette has already decided his future as Arsenal. Mikel Arteta plots some clear route. We're gonna be discussing that. Is it time for Laka to leave? But for me, the big story is David Alaba to Arsenal, and that I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on that because he is a player. In a position that we are lacking, but he is also a player that would provide a lot of quality in the left back. But can you bench Tierney for David Alaba? That is the question. Go down in the comment box and tell me what you think about that. Can you bench Tierney for David Alaba from Bayern Munich? Smash the like button. Let's get them to 200 likes. Is the like target 200? Is the like target. As long as we can do that, we are good to go. And for me, the question in this video is, do you bench Tierney if you got David Alaba? And for me, the answer is, let's get in the video and the discussions. First and foremost, let's discuss David Alaba to Arsenal. He is an experienced left back. For me, if there is a left back that I've really rated in the past 5 or 6 years, Alaba is one of them. Of course, there have been a couple of them, and I don't really mean to say that it has been Alaba dominating, in that area. Of course, he's been at Bayern and he has had a very successful career at Bayern. He's been playing with players that are really, really, on top, and I think his game has always been there, at the highest level, but he's now getting aged, and what Arsenal is really looking for is a player who can sit on the bench and wait to be rotated with Tierney. Because the truth is, I think Arsenal have found their messiah in the left back. I think we have found the right player we want to use when it comes to the right back, and that is Tierney. And I don't see in any way how Arsenal is going to bench Tierney, to play Alaba or to play, whoever is going to be coming in, in the summer. So I don't think Alaba would actually join Arsenal because I think his terms would be, I want to play football. I want to get, into the starting lineup match day in, match day out. And he deserves it because he's a big name, he's a big talent. He's a player who deserves playing time, at any club, whether Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea. And of course, a couple of other clubs are interested apart from Arsenal. I've seen Manchester United interested. I've seen Chelsea interested. I've seen Liverpool interested, and interested as well. I think Madrid are also interested. So a couple of clubs are interested in David Alaba. He's a very good player. But for me, I don't see it as a move that could actually happen. However much I made it, the thumbnail, the thumbnail title. But I don't see it as a move that could actually happen so much. But anyway, that is it. Alaba to Arsenal. Can that deal happen? And if it happens, would he actually sit on the bench and wait for Tierney? Something that I really don't think it could come. It could come through. Something I don't think could actually happen. And the other story we need to talk about is Pepe has been dubbed as the best dribbler in one-on-one situations at Arsenal by Brendan Rodgers and Mikel Arteta. That is following the 3-1 performance he had against Leicester City, and everybody is actually praising him in the air, talking all sorts of praises around his name. And I can't take anything away from his performance. I think he was brilliant. I think he was good. I think his performances were up in the air. I think it was his day. He ran the show. Is he the best one-on-one dribbler at Arsenal? look, when Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang decides to dribble and shake off defenders, I love it, and he in most cases very very successful. Willian is a very good dribbler, but he's not doing it at Arsenal. But he's another very good dribbler, and I would love to see him dribble. Bukayo Saka is also having successful dribbles of recent, so naturally, I think Pepe is technically gifted, and he could be the best dribbler, even in the league. He could be the best dribbler at Arsenal, without any questions, without any contentions. And I absolutely do agree with Brendan and Mikel Arteta. He can be, but for the moment, I think Saka is shadowing him. Young players like Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith Rowe are actually shadowing players like Pepe. But I might agree Pepe could be the best dribbler at Arsenal. I don't want to go into that. It could be a debate that might not end today, and I don't want long debates. Another thing we need to talk about in today's news is Alexandre Lacazette to leave Arsenal at the end of the season, and Football.London writing that Alexandre Lacazette has already decided his Arsenal future as Mikel Arteta plots summer clear out. Now, like we said in January, that you have to clear out more players, even if you've let some 5 or 4 players leave in the January transfer window. They are, and that was the easy part, the easy player that could leave. Socrates, Mustafi, Ozil, Sid Kolasinac. Those are the players that were really so redundant. They had to leave. But how about when it comes to some players that might not be that redundant? They could be starters. They could be players that have been there for squad rotation. Alexandre Lacazette, Xhaka, Elneny. What do you do with such players? Their quality is obviously poor. It is not what you need. Even if it's for squad rotation, it's not what you need. It's not the quality of players you want to be around the side. You need better quality players. You need more more quality in the side. You need to let them go. And for me, I think Lacazette needs to leave the club. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He needs to leave this football club. It's definitely not where he has to play football, and I don't mean he's that awful or very very bad. He's not very bad, but I think in the summer his contract is going to have 1 year. As for me, it's time to cash in on him. It's time to let him go, bring in a young striker who is a little bit better. And according to Football.London, there are a couple of clubs interested in the French international. We could talk about a couple of them. Atletico Madrid is one of them, and they're saying Atletico tried to sign Alexandre Lacazette before he joined Arsenal in 2017, and have been rumored to come back for him this summer. Lacazette had agreed a deal in principle with the La Liga giants, but it broke down after the Spanish side were handed a transfer ban by FIFA. That was in 2017. Monaco is also interested, and they are saying the 29-year-old has been linked with a return to France, and Monaco could be the perfect homecoming for him. Monaco are 4th in League 1 with 12 games to go and have just beaten PSG in the league. Okay, that doesn't mean Lacazette should join them because they're beaten PSG, does it? Roma, there was interest from the Italian giants Roma last summer, but they couldn't, and they could actually reignite it in a few months' time. According to reports in Italy, Lacazette was offered to the club by a couple of intermediaries, but he was deemed too expensive due to the transfer fee and wages combined, so he couldn't join Roma. But there is also a contract extension drama. We could talk about it. Perhaps the most unlikely option of all would be for Arsenal to renegotiate Lacazette's contract and keep him at the Emirates Stadium, something I really do not like. So I think we have gone all the way to know what is happening around Alexandre Lacazette. The big question is, in his career is, where does he go from here? Where does he want to go? Where does he need to go? And for me, those are the biggest questions. Where does he go from here? Where does he want to go? And where does he need to go? Right now in France, I don't think he's going to get a big club, because I think there is only one big club in France right now. I don't think PSG is going to take him in. So, and for me, I still think he has a bright part in his career. What he needs to do is go out there and try to prove that I'm this kind of player who needs this and I'm going to deliver. Probably Juventus. I didn't see Juventus there on that list, but if Juventus were interested and they're still interested, he could go to Juve. Juve is a very good destination for a player like Alexandre Lacazette. Okay, we talk about Atletico Madrid in a moment. Yeah, I would I would agree for him to go to Atletico, but I don't want to see Matroma. I think he still can play good football at a club like Atletico, or Juve. But for me, I think the quality at Arsenal and what the Premier League demands, he can't provide. Then lastly, we need to talk about our manager being linked with Barcelona, although it has been confirmed that there are no official contacts between Barcelona representatives as well as Mikel Arteta and his representatives, or there is no official approach to Arsenal to see that they could actually take our next Pep Guardiola, next pandemic Pep, what you can call him whatever you want. But look, I was surprised when I was reading that article. It showed me how big, how great, how important Mikel Arteta is in the eyes of prospect viewers, for fortune tellers, for the international community, apart from the Arsenal fans, fellow managers, and many people see him as someone who's going to be very great out there. And actually, Jean Laporta says if he wins Barcelona presidency, he wants to bring him at Barcelona as manager. And I was really shocked and I really took interest, and I did that story, and you can actually check it out. It's already on the channel. I did share my opinions extensively on whether he should stay at Arsenal or go to Barcelona, on there. But anyway, those are the 4 stories we did. I found worthy to discuss. Alexandre Lacazette to leave Arsenal. Barcelona want Mikel Arteta. Pepe is the best dribbler at Arsenal, and David Alaba linked with an Arsenal transfer. My name is Kosi, and that is all I had for you this early morning. I'm coming with another episode of Mikel Arteta out. I think this time we need to discuss Mikel Arteta. So I'm going to really discuss him basing on statistics, so don't worry, I'm not going to be biased.